your play in general beyond this specific code, but also a little bit of context in this code if you do remember anything at all. Obviously, I know from Metafy you're low gold-ish, or playing hit scan predominantly. But I suppose, I guess a few things is like, how was your playtime split between the different hit scans? So like, how much time do you spend playing Ashe over Sojourn, something like that. How
All
much,
right.
and then
Yeah.
stuff like that, basically. Yeah.
Um, right now I'm mainly just hard locking Ashe. Just because I was like, oh, I want to get better at Ashe. I used to play mainly Soldier, but then like pop into like Reaper if I needed someone more up close.
Right.
Uh, Tried a bit of Genji, but that was not very successful. It's fun to play, but like it's just such a hard character.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. What
Uh,
about? I'm seeing the enemy compass. Maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit here, but
yeah.
what makes or are you kind of mentioned that you had like a weird code to go over or like a fun code. I'm not sure if this is the one that you were referring to.
Yeah.
But what about this game might be A, kind of difficult for you to deal with, and B, how would you outplay some of the stuff that might be difficult on this code?
I think the weird part of this code, it felt really easy. Like it starts off here, and my whole team goes like left side, and they all go their right side,
Right.
and they'll just kind of brawl it out, and I'm taking right, and I'm just like, it's like a shooting range, just
Yeah, yeah,
killing there and
yeah.
like shooting everybody, and like, okay, if this is what this game is gonna be, and then in the course of the game, um, I don't know, I just kind of like shoot some people, chill out, try to do my thing, but we just kind of lose. I do
Right.
get like caught out a bunch of because I have a lot of sort of like divey stuff with the Moira and the Genji, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
the Diva switches to Ryan, which is a little bit less, but like he pins me like really
Yeah.
badly at some point where I'm like, okay, I should not have been here.
So
Uh,
that's kind of the tricky thing with that comp. And actually, in high level play, people will not go or players will not go Ashe when there's a diva on board. They'll go Sojourn instead because the mobility is a lot more
yeah,
flexible. That doesn't mean that again. Of course, it's still good to know how to play into diva when you're playing Ashe. And if you're able to do it or play, I always say in Metal Ranks 2, if you're able to play your suboptimal matchups, and this would be a suboptimal matchup, then you can pretty much play your character anywhere in any case, and that makes you better at the game. I think a
yeah, that's
very
kind of my thinking exactly.
yeah,
Like I'll
exact
be like,
yeah,
yeah, normal. If I wanted pure win, I would swap. But I'm like, okay, I want to like. I think you should be able to get better
yeah,
than gold and Ash, even if the comp's not in
yeah.
your favor.
And the thing is, especially on this map too, like this is not a great or an amazing map. So maybe there's that's like 1 point that's really good for Ash, but barring that, this map's really closed in and it's really easy. I say really easy, but it should be easy in theory for most of these characters to path in a way that essentially reaches you, and you're not able to stop that. And that kind of leads me into like how you play Ash into a comp that's quote unquote fast. I don't really like describing it as fast. I did more so use ranges. Oh, okay, this always happens. Oh, this is really annoying. I should just DC'd. I should be okay.
I got like an internet hiccup.
Yeah, I'm using. I've just came back home and I'm using Ethernet. And sometimes what happens is that my Ethernet and Wi-Fi swap over, or my Ethernet disconnects and then it just connects to my Wi-Fi. So what I might do,
Sure.
hang on, I might just running off Wi-Fi, and then this should be fine. Okay, and okay, game. Hopefully, I think. Ta-da! Yeah, that's okay, cool. But the main way you play into it, I've got like a 3-step framework when I often coach ranged characters into dive comps, which is well, I'll use this wall, spar, which basically stands for scouts, prevent, absorb, and rotate. We can forget scout for now because, to be honest, that's not really that important on your character. And these are the 3 big ones, or the most important steps here. The bigger one with Ashe, especially compared to Sojourn and Cassidy and your other hitscan counterparts, is this prevent stage. And all this really means is how can you stop the dive, or how can you stop this Genji and Diva from reaching you to begin with. The Genji's going to be the
Yeah.
easy one, because you can dynamite him around a corner. If he's on fire, he's probably not going to dive you. And it's kind of the same, not the exact same thing with Diva, but of course, if she's forced to use a lot of DM, or she's got no armor, she's less likely to dive you. And that's kind of one of the biggest things. Is like, how are we using dynamite? How are we looking at the Genji at all? Are we making sure? Are we playing an angle to where we can see the Genji and actually stop him and make sure he's not pathing around you? That's kind of the most important thing. The second one is absorbing, which honestly, it's mostly just hitting your cooldowns. So like coach gunning to high grounds, making sure you're actually not shooting deflect. Just like I call it a hands check basically. So just making sure that your micro's fairly decent and competent. The big one with absorb though is distance, and this kind of leads into the prior stage where everything you do to prevent a dive or to stop the Genji div from reaching you, everything you do will make it easier to actually absorb the dive itself, which is why absorb tends to be quite easy sometimes if you play this stage really, really well. Distance is a huge part of that as well, because of course, I often say to hit scans, you want to be playing a position to where you want to be dove, which sounds counterintuitive because you shouldn't want to be dove. But if you're playing really, really far away, and it's actually really costly and it's really dangerous for this person or this person to dive you, then you actually want them to dive you. Because again, that implies that you're going to live, and that also implies that they're going to be feeding and wasting their cooldowns. If this person dashes you and they're out in open space, they're probably going to die. So playing positions or angles where you want them to dive you is actually really important. And obviously the inverse is true as well. If you're playing an angle and you don't want to be dove at that angle, you're probably not playing a good position in general. And that's a general like guideline or almost like a litmus test of is our position a good position, or is our position appropriate based on their comp and based on the range of their comp. And the last stage is rotate. All this really means is to just push after or push forward after this person is out, when the diva flies away, when the Genji dashes out, you'll have like a small window of time to actually push your advantage and push forward. This stage is better explained or better shown than told. So we'll see how things go. But obviously you mentioned first fight here that you path right side and that you're basically like a shooting range. That's entirely prevention, because you're gonna probably be playing really, really far away from their front line. When I said their front line, I'm referring to their Genji diva. You're probably gonna be playing really far away from them. So probably gonna be able for them to actually reach you. Yeah. So this is great. Like, again, the onus is on this person and this person, to some extent the Lucio too, to try and find an angle outside of your LOS. So for example, if you're taking that, this is a good angle, right? But you should have like a spidey sense almost to check this side too.
Yeah.
Because you can't see anything beyond this wall. Like this wall, a Genji could be here standing right now, for example, and you wouldn't know that in the game. Now obviously, the Genji is not very good at the game, and he's standing on top of his diva. He's stacking main, so of course you can see him here, and this is a great angle. You're going to get a bunch of damage, you're going to get a bunch of kills. This is going to be great. If you are playing against high level players, I would be expecting for someone to come around here, or even worse, someone to come around here. This is a really scary pathing, and of course if they're coming around here, you can see if a Genji were to come here, he's much closer to you, and he's also reaching you on full HP too. Whereas now, you're really far away, you can see the Genji, and if he does want to go onto you, well, you're gonna shoot him before he does reach you. This should be fairly straightforward, but something to keep in mind. Dynamite's fine. Outside of the DM, that was good dynamites. No complaints, sure. Fine. Sure. Fine. Target priority's fine. We're going more of theirs. Obvious, the Genji's not going for you, so you don't need to actually go for the Genji. That's all fine. Target priority's fine. Missing a few shots, but I don't really care that much. Which is all reasonable. Sure. Fine. Okay. Go. Fine. All reasonable. There's one small thing, which is, again, after we get that first kill on the Moira, maybe it's reasonable to push up to this angle here. I'm fine with you not. The reason being is because this guy still has his cooldowns and he still has dash. I often say, you want to like force out their frontliners. Again, referring to the Genji and Diva, force them out first before you push. Which is why I mentioned, hey, when Diva's like flying away or when Genji's got no dash, then you push forward. But here we haven't seen Genji dash yet, so I'm fine with you playing a little bit slower here. A fairly straightforward fight, nothing crazy. Okay.
And this is like this is where things like where I'm like, okay, where do I like set up? Because
Yeah,
yeah,
where do you play?
that
Yeah.
Genji for sure knows that I'm up here.
So
I think he actually does come for me as well.
it's easier on Sojin. So like what teams or players will normally do is at the very like really early into a fight, they'll play like here, for example, just for scouting purposes and just to see where people are. Now I know your team's on point, so I'll get into that in a moment. But often you'll play really far up, really early, just to scout and see where people are at. Then when the fight is about to start happening, they'll play back and keep distance. Really, again, fairly early on. But normally, again, like before even like right now, for example, again, ideally your team wouldn't be on point here. Your wrist would be pushed up, and your Genji or your Lucia or your Genji or your Mercy would stay point. Maybe your Juno would just force point. Your pushes up here, which allow you to push up, and then you can scout and see where people are coming from. The big thing is maximizing your vision as early as you can and keeping your distance. So here would be fine at the beginning of a fight, generally speaking. Again, relational to where your Aris is playing, of course. But here would be fine because you can see the majority of the fight. Just be a little bit careful here. If you hear people coming this right side, then you would counter rotate. So what I mean by that is, if Genji comes here, and you know he's coming here, maybe again you see an Orisa ping or you hear the Genji, then you play the opposite side basically. You just play over here is the idea. But yeah, we'll see.
I think what I tend to do is like in those scenarios, like if he goes there, what I'll do is like go on instinct and just kind of like go back to my spawn, which means there's just no one there.
Right,
I bet
yeah.
that happens a couple of times here as well.
We'll see how that pans out. Yeah. Okay. Of course, this is not ideal because you can't see anything right now. This is why you'd be pushing up, so you can see their front line. And of course, if you were here, you'd know, hey, their team's over here. I can get a good dynamite, etc. But yeah, this is again. I'm not surprised that you're playing really far back, considering Eurus is not fully pushed up yet. So I'm fine with you playing it basically, based on what Eurus is playing. Okay. Sure. Okay. Okay. We'll talk about that dynamite in a moment. Fine.
I see another coming my way.
Yeah, so like this is the really important things. There's like two important things here. And often what I like doing sometimes is I'll draw a box over your own character or where you're playing. So I'll draw it like this. And sometimes the reason why I draw it like this is to show static positioning or us playing in the same location for a prolonged period of time. So this is fine. Fine. But notice how, again, we stay pretty much in this, but now we're moving away directly outside the box, right? So about 15 seconds or so, you've been in this exact same position the entire time. Can you think of a reason why staying in the exact same position the entire time might be a bad idea?
Yeah, they all know where I'm at.
Exactly,
like,
right?
Genji just,
Yeah.
just goes for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So even if he's not going for you right now, like maybe I back it up here a little bit, right? If he knows you're here, and you're staying here the entire time, he's got all the time in the world to try and find a path to reach you. So maybe again he sees you here really early into a fight, and it's like, oh, this is like too much. I can't come over here because it's too far away or it's too much distance, right? That's fine for the Genji. He can take a different path. Maybe again he takes a little bit of time, comes out on the right side. Maybe he drops point and uses the cover, more likely, and then reaches you from underneath, something like that. But it gives time for the Genji to reach you. So, the counter to this is, again, counter-rotating, or moving away, constantly moving. Because
I always feel like I'm just ending up, like, walking around instead of, like, shooting stuff when I do that.
Yeah, sometimes, it's a mix of both, right? So sometimes, again, you will just have to just walk around and not shoot anything based on the map geometry. Here, you can't really shoot anything else, because the big-ass wall here, so you just can't shoot anything else. But oftentimes, in more open situations or more open maps, you will be able to both rotate and shoot at the same time. But yeah, you are correct in saying that, like, hey, it feels like I'm walking around the entire time here. But the real important thing is,
would you in this case, you'd still go left here? Like,
yeah, I'd
say,
still
like,
go.
I'm here too long now.
I would need to know where their Genji is, firstly, or their front line. So I know D.Va's here, because I just saw D.Va here in particular, right? So I know where D.Va's at. That's fine. But the Genji's the important thing. I use the term front line. I've used it quite a few times. The front line is the most important thing you need to pay attention to as the Ashe in this situation, because these are the characters that can reach you, or their front line is the one that can reach you. So in this case, in this game, it would be the D.Va and the Genji. In a different game, it could be a hazard plus a tracer, right? It's often the most mobile characters on their comp that you need to be paying attention to. So as well, sometimes it might be a Genji and a tracer plus plus their tank, plus a Winston or something. Or it could be a Rissa too. It doesn't need to it doesn't need to be exactly a dive tank. Just characters that can reach you and want to reach you. Is kind of the big thing. So you see the diva there, but as a result, we end up wasting dynamite, right? And now you can think, hey, if I still had dynamite here, maybe I can toss it literally at your mercy, and then dynamite it here, and then if that hits the Genji, which it probably will hit the Genji, that lights him on fire. And then again, blinking back onto that prevent idea, the Genji's got two choices. He either dives you while dynamited, which is inherently risky, and that's dangerous for him, or he doesn't dive you at all. And actually, you're happy with both cases. If he doesn't dive you, well, you've got more poke, right? Like, he's not diving you. You can just keep pressuring, keep the pressure on, without worrying that Genji's going to reach you. Or, if he does reach you while dynamited, well, he's probably going to die, because he's dynamited. So, that's kind of the important nuance there. And the dynamite on Diva's okay, like, it's fine, right? But here, right now, onto the Genji and the cast by proxy, would have been a lot more valuable.
Yeah, that would have been way better. Yeah.
And that would have stopped him from coming at you here entirely. Which is
I guess now I know where he is, so I shouldn't be peeking. This is when I should be like
moving away, right? And
getting the hell out of there. Yeah.
Admittedly, his pathing's not great as well, because again, he's coming directly at you from main. Like, again, as a result, you hit the headshot here because of that. Again, a better Genji would be pathing like underneath here, we'll climb up a little bit, make it hard for you to try and find a shot onto him, and you'd be abusing cover. Right? This is extremely telegraphed to come directly at you, so he makes a mistake there. But regardless, yeah, you should be moving on paper. But yeah. Okay. So now, again, we've back onto that, like the whole spar thing again. Right, we tried preventing the Genji. I think, again, we talked about the dynamite there as something we can do. The absorb thing is more like counter-rotating to make it easier to absorb. And then the rotation part is where we're at right now. Like, this frame on this game, now we need to be pushing forward. And you can see why. The Genji's 1 HP, no dash, no deflect. He can't come for you, even if he wanted to, just because it's too risky. And he's too low. Yeah. Diva's low as well. I mean, they're all low, let's be real. So now it's a time to push back. This angle's fine for it. I don't mind taking this angle here. I would have taken something slightly different, which is the angle behind you. Like, over here.
Yeah, because I'm back again where it was like those 15 seconds, right?
Right, exactly. And as a result as well, that makes it less telegraphed, because no one knows exactly where you're coming from. There's also another benefit too, right? Are you closer to the Genji if you go from here or here? Which one keeps them more distance?
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, I figured if you follow him, because he's running out now.
Yeah, he is running out. Yeah.
Distance.
So again, I'm fine with you going forward and trying to finish the kill. That's okay. But again, if you want to maximize again your own safety while still trying to catch the Genji, this would be the better
I guess
path.
He's not going to try and cross the whole point.
Exactly. Yeah, it's too risky. Yeah. So again, this is fine. Again, it's acceptable to do this. Optimal will be left side and behind you. But yeah, we'll see here, because it should be one fight. Hopefully. Okay.
Pretty sure we even lose this one.
Maybe, yeah. And just you're right there. You don't realize the dash, right? And this is exactly why I was suggesting to come over here.
Yeah,
because,
this would have been way better.
Right. And it's harder for him to reach you. And again, he probably doesn't know that you're going to be pathing left side here entirely. Or the entire enemy team won't know that specifically. There's also to sort of visualize this too, because I did mention the rotate stage. The important thing that people forget about pushing forward is that your window to push forward is limited. So often, like drawing it like a graph like this. This time. This is power. Their comp, we'll put it in blue, is like this. Comes in cycles and waves, right? And your comp in general is like a flat line, generally speaking. And again, this bit of the graph would be prevents. This bit of the graph would be absorbing. And then this bit of the graph would be preventing, also rotating into preventing. And as you can see, they will get their cooldowns back. Like this bit of the graph where it's dipping and then going back up, that's where they're getting their cooldowns back, their HP back. As you can see, the Genji's getting his HP back right now, and he just dove you once more. So your window to push forward is really only a few seconds, to be honest. It's only like a 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 seconds depending on the map, and how low they were. That's also why, again, the distance is really important to keep for that prevention, so that when he dives you next, which is, again, he dashes back into you, when he does that, you're still fine. You're still safe as a result. So that rotation to the back is actually really important. Hey, I just don't think you realize that he dashed into you or past you. Touch gun's fine. Dynamite's okay. Again, ideally, you would have dynamited, like, again, you do get it back in time. Okay, now you have it, right? So, like, ideally, you peek here, then dynamite, or you dash, he dashes into you, dynamite your feet, and then coach gun, or dynamite a little bit away from you so that you don't take the self damage, obviously. But yeah, the point being is that you can hopefully live this in some kind of way by having dynamite off in the first place. And hell, who knows? Maybe you could have come over here. That would have been I mean, if I put the camera here, sometimes I like doing this sometimes where, let's say, like here. I mean, you definitely get that Genji kill because he's
yeah, this would just be the same as the start of the match, right?
Yeah, basically start of the match, yeah, exactly. And you could have gone a free dynamite there because D.Va's not looking at you, and then maybe got that cast too as well because he's low. That would have been pretty much the exact same as first fight. Okay. And it's those, like, rotational things that don't seem huge in the moment. Again, it seems fine, and it seems acceptable to push forward into a Genji who's low HP, but it's like, and I wouldn't describe not taking this angle as a huge error. It's more so a big missed opportunity. There was a moment where, I'm not sure how familiar you are with the esports side of things, but there was a very big play by Quartz on Twisted Minds, where he flanked on Dorado. It was like the last fight, it was overtime. He took this insane flank that the average Sojourn player, or even a good Sojourn player, wouldn't even consider taking. They would probably just walk forward, and at the time he was trying to clear their D.Va. His team was trying to clear a D.Va. He didn't do that. He came backwards and took a flank on high grounds and basically just killed everyone. And I guess the important thing to note is the map or your rotation options aren't just limited to what's in front of you. And again, I think arguably a lot of players might suffer. I know hit scan and flex DPS players suffer with this a lot, but it's enticing to go for the Genji right there because he was 1 HP and he was very close to you. It's very enticing, and as a result, people often forget, hey, it's not just the Genji as an option. There's options around me that I don't exactly see. So having that awareness about what's around you and double thinking of like, okay, Genji's 1 HP here, but are there other options around me that are more appropriate? Can I still see the Genji here while keeping my distance? That kind of thing's important. I think having a greater awareness of not just killing the Genji, but being aware that he's scary up close, and if you flank here, you're safer with a better angle. That would have helped you save that fight. And honestly, if you took that flank, you probably win that fight. But yeah. Okay, we'll see next fight. Okay. Okay. Retake is gonna be a little bit hard here. Okay, I don't know what he's doing.
I miss everything though.
You miss a lot of shots, yeah. You hit 2 shots onto him. How many do you hit out of 1? So yeah, 2 out of 6 shots. So yeah, you hit 30 shots. My only thing I always say is to traitor players, and sometimes it's scam players too. But it's I would prefer if you fire 6 shots here. I would prefer if you fired 4 and hit 3 rather than firing 6 and hit 2. Like, take your time is the point, because sure, you might fire less shots, but if more shots are hitting per shot, then you're gonna do more damage anyways. So take your time, and then of course the higher you climb, the more custom you can increase your fire rate, of course. But yeah, he gets away there. But mechanics would just kill the Genji straight up. Okay. Dynamite's interesting. Why Dynamite this?
Let's see. I think I see that guy. What was it, like Falcon? That D.Va is kind of in there, right?
Yeah. So like, I guess the
I
thing.
don't know if I actually, but it feels like there's a big scramble happening there. So I'm like, I'm gonna throw a dynamite.
Yeah. So, and it's the thing as well is in lower ranks or even in higher ranks too. This happens as well, where you'll do something that will be bad on paper. So again, this dynamite's not amazing on paper, but it'll just work out anyways because their players aren't that good. In this case, D.Va should be eating the dynamite, and even if she doesn't, so she doesn't eat it here. Like, you don't know again where the rest of the enemy team exactly are as a result. And again, talking about the mindset behind your dynamite is specifically for that Genji to make sure that he's not reaching you, and making sure again you're stopping him from reaching to begin with. It's kind of the really important thing. So again, the dynamite's okay, like it's fine. Same thing with how the dynamite you threw into the D.Va here was fine. It was okay, but it wasn't again ideal or optimal.
It's not big value.
Exactly right. Yeah.
I think I might be thinking like, okay, Genji's gone, so like might as well chuck it. But I bet I'll need it later.
And like even now, right? This is a good
yeah,
angle
would be
actually.
Really
like,
nice dynamite.
This could be a great dynamite onto the Moira. You force a fade. You do some damage. You get a good angle for Bob. But like this could look like a really good fight. And honestly, I'm actually glad with this. I was going to say to actually take this flank here because they can't see you. That would even actually hop over here. And the reason why is because you're a little bit more hidden rather than going up here because they can see you down this little angle. So you're a tiny bit more hidden. But this is a good angle overall. Like this is actually really good. Again, Genji's out, so he can't see you here. You know he's not here as well. A dynamite there could have been quite nice. Bob is good. I like the Bob. Nice. Fine. I wouldn't have used Coach Gun there because it's more for your own escape, and no one knows you're here, and no one cares about you exactly. Again, I don't know why, but no one knows you're here because it was a good flank.
I got scared there with the D.Va and the Moira.
Yeah, it's the important thing, right? You should only get scared if they're looking at you. And I call this, or some coaches call this visual aggro. So, in other words, if this Moira's turned around and is staring directly at you and beaming you, that is high visual aggro. Well, it's not high, but it's moderate visual, it's some visual aggro, right? Right now, you're taking 0 visual aggro. Nobody is looking at you. Even though you're right next to Moira. She's got no idea where you are.
Yeah.
So, of course, if she was turned around beaming you, fine. You can Coach Gun her. And same thing with the D.Va too. If the D.Va's looking at you and flying at you, that's high visual aggro. Coach Gun away. Makes sense. Okay. Should be straightforward there. I know I'm playing with your Bob for a bit of safety. Fine. Not an amazing Coach Gun, but the fight's basically won anyways. Okay. Okay, and this is the thing, right? Where with the Coach Gun, where it's like the Genji, for some reason, just doesn't shooting at the Orisa, not you, who just used Coach Gun. Like I don't know why he's doing this, but again, this is why you don't waste Coach Gun here. Because again, a better player will punish you for this kind of thing. Okay. And, and now he's going on top of you. A small thing there too is also once you're around here, you can play the outskirts of the point, right? Like you can just play here, play here, play here, instead of playing directly on point, because again it's more dangerous. As you can see, because Genji's now finally going on to you. Not that you're probably not gonna die here. You shouldn't. There we go. But yeah. Okay. We'll see. Get up a little bit. All right. Let's pick. Sure. Okay.
Oh yeah, the score's inverted at the top where we're at. Yeah. I think we do lose this point actually. Yeah.
I would go. So this is where your positioning is a little bit. It's not terrible, but it's not. Again, we could be getting more value. It's kind of the thing. And that's been a key theme. It's not. Again, this isn't a bad position. You're far away, but right now, considering one of your frontliners is taking a ton of aggro, and your wrist is also taking a ton of aggro, you can probably play here and be fine, or play here and be fine. Like you've got enough distance. Your frontline's playing really aggressively right now. You're choking them out, and you just got a kill. You can probably push up and be safe. But yeah.
Yeah, just kind of autopiloting because this is where I was earlier. It's like, oh, it's a good position, but the situation is way different.
And we are quite not doing much here. I mean, saying that now you shoot Genji. This is good shots here. And there's also the benefit of this position too, is that again because we can see everything, we can stop things when we see them, and that the Genji is one of those things. So this is good, nice. I wouldn't stand forward, but that's fine. Okay, sure. Okay, your backline just died. There's not. Sadly, there isn't much you can do to save your team dying from D.Va Bomb. So yeah, no wonder you lose this point. I do want to put the camera. I do want to say if you were here, a little bit more.
Yeah, I could have killed baby. Okay.
Potentially. Okay, that would have been fine. You shoot D.Va, shoot D.Va, shoot D.Va, shoot D.Va. Back up a little bit. You can still get good shots into Genji. You can Coach Gun away. You should be fine anyways. But you can put more pressure on D.Va to begin with there for sure. Still be safe. Okay. Of course, this fight's gonna be lost now because literally both his supports blow up, so yeah, not ideal. Nice one to Genji there. The one trade. Okay. And now he reaches you, yeah. And I'm not gonna cry about this too much because, again, honestly, I wouldn't have minded if you push with the Orisa and try and get a trade. Like, if you want to trade backlines and try and find something, that would have been better, actually, to try and find a trade. But, again, you're probably not gonna win that. That's fine.
I do tend to, like, stay alive so long as well. Big staggers in those situations.
Yeah, sometimes, like, again, I wouldn't be expecting a D Robin to kill both your backliners. But if that does happen, either you can play really, really slow and wait for your backline to come back, or you can push up and look for a trade and try and make it a 3v3 or a 4v3 or something like that. But yeah, that probably would have been the better thing to do there. Overall, considering how far your supports were. Okay, we'll see here. Okay. Okay. We see deeper here. Okay, I'm a bit scared walking this far forward here. Tiny bits. Okay. Upside, this is a good angle. Sunrise a little bit mistimed, but it's fine. Yeah. So, like, I think the timing of this angle is a little bit, I say off, right? But in other words, we should be at an angle to where if, how do I explain it? Once their Diva or their Genji, like, push our core, we should be getting value on the angle, is the ideal thing. Whereas when we're rotating, we're basically out the fight because we can't see anything. So their team just run over our Orisa basically and make it like a 5v3. So what can you do to prevent this or stop this from happening? There's two things. We can start with this. When should he be flanking or when should he be moving?
I guess earlier? Like,
earlier,
instead of following Orisa
like,
around?
yeah, like literally, like right now, right here. The second you see their Diva, I want you moving. Like, I want you, like, second you see the Diva, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna move around here, right? And then again, Diva can't see me.
Isn't that gonna take, like, always feels like that takes, I'm like, if I go there, like, because I'm kind of shooting Diva, I know it's, like, not super useful shots from here, but, like, I guess, yeah.
Are you, like, losing, are you saying you're losing frontline
mean?
pressure the entire time?
Yeah.
By not shooting Diva, yeah. And there's a second option there that I'll talk about, that links onto shooting Diva in a moment. But the first thing I often mention is when you take an angle like this, how do I say it? Because players often tell me, hey, like, I'm scared to take an angle this early because I'm losing, like, Honors will say this to me all the time.
Yeah.
I'm losing pressure because I'm not healing my tank all the time as a result. The first thing is that ideally sometimes you can just, again, ideally look at the enemy team look at your team while you're rotating and getting value, as I kind of mentioned earlier. The second thing, though, is that the value or the damage you get here is significantly less valuable than the damage and value you get when you're on this angle and when Diva flies past you and onto your Orisa. Like, getting that trade value,
like, see that, and that's why I do go left, but then it's like you said, it's
and then it's already,
late.
yeah, right? And that's why you need to do it early. Because this is a long flank. It's going to take you a long time to reach it, you know? So you need to do it early. So you're in time to reach it, basically. The second thing, which is a lot less... I like doing this less in ranked because it's less in your control, but it's the bait. So what baiting means is your front line, which is Orisa and Genji, will do something. They'll apply pressure in some kind of way. So this could look like a Genji cycle going in, going out. It could look like your Orisa going point. It could look like your Orisa walking forward here. They'll do something on the front line. Meanwhile, you guys will be baiting. And all that means is, like, playing distance. Like, playing far away. And the point is to bait the Diva and the Juno with the ring and the Genji to go onto you. But you should be playing really, really far away to where you're fine with them flying onto you or with them diving you. So again, I kind of mentioned earlier, you want to be playing positions where you want them to dive you. And around about here is why I'd say, yeah, I'd probably want Diva to dive me. I've got a Mega here, I can coach come back, I'm far away, my Riz is still here, my Genji's still on the front line. I actually want them to dive me if I'm playing really far back or playing relatively far back. Which is the second thing you can also do. And again, in the meantime, you're still applying pressure to Diva here anyways. If she gives space and goes back, then you can take a little bit more space yourself. and that's
So
the
like doing
general idea.
nothing would have been better than going left there so late.
Um,
Standing here in sort of a safe like bait
I
position.
I mean, firstly, I wouldn't say you're doing nothing here, right? You're still applying pressure to Diva. So Diva has to make one or two
Yeah.
choices, right? She either has to give space and walk away, in which case, that's fine. You're happy with that. Your Orisa can walk forward, and you can slowly walk forward. Again, I wouldn't walk forward too far forward yet, because again, be wary of boosters. She might be bitting you in, if anything. So be careful about how far you walk. But you're happy with her giving space. That's fine, right? Or she just sits there and takes the poke, which is, again, you should be fine with that as well, because you've got more range in your comp. You've got way more frontline pressure. So you should just be able to be happy with that too. Or she flies onto you, in which case you're also fine with that too, because again, you can live that because you're playing far away. So that's kind of any situation, anything that Diva does, you should be fine with that, basically, based on the pressure you're putting onto Diva. Again, I'm giving two options here with what you want to do. Either one works. Like, you can come over here, not shoot Diva, get a better angle for late fight, or you can bait and play slow and bait Diva to walk in, wait for opponent to unlock, wait for your wrist to walk, and then once your wrist applies adequate pressure, then she'll make a move, she'll do something, and then you can respond appropriately. But either one there is fine. I would have minded you. I would have preferred had you play back here and not flank so late, because now when you flank, you lose all your frontline pressure. Like, you see how she's giving space the entire time. It's like, I would actually prefer you to like back up here a little bit, or stay back in this corner. Around about here.
Because you kind of did do that bait, right? Because Genji just dives in.
Yeah, exactly, right? Your Juno's not doing it. Your Juno's walking too far forward here. She's a bit dumb. And this is also why I was saying, don't walk too far forward here, because you'll die to something. You'll die to Genji, or Cass, or Diva, or someone. So you want to be, again, that's the whole point of baiting, is you're playing distance the entire time. This is why I also don't like it, because it relies on your teammates, it relies on your Orisa to do something. And I mean, your frontline will do something eventually, like, these guys will apply pressure. But if one person isn't baiting correctly, i.e. your Juno, then it's kind of cooked. So again, if you're one playing for your own value, this is like better to do, because you can see here, right? You kill that Juno immediately. How do you like flanked over here early? You just dynamite Juno, headshot her, she's dead. And you trade Junos out. So that's also another option for you as well. But again, you'll see this more happen in team play actually, where they'll bait a lot more because everyone's on the same page and they know what they're doing. But you can see the Genji is literally does the exact same thing. Yeah. I can actually give you an example of this by a pro player. Because I was looking at this the other day. Where was it? Suravasa. And this Sojin player does it really, really well. N, either way, end. Slash. And he does it here. Okay. So notice when he's again his idea, or the point of this is to stop. Again, in the last game it was you're an Ashe, so this is Sojin in this example, and it was Genji instead of Vendetta. But the same idea applies. So again, think of this as Genji. Vendetta is the exact same case, right? But look at when this guy walks. Right, he's actually spacing correctly, because if he walks forward right now, like when his team's rotating like this, that's not a great view. But yeah, if he's walking right now with his team, he gets slashed on by the Vendetta. But because he's spacing himself correctly, he's baiting the Vendetta to go in basically. And now, after Vendetta goes in and she goes out, then Slash can walk forward. So this is actually really important on his scan to like understand how to space yourself correctly and keep distance. You're kind of doing it on Ashe, but I thought I would just go with that example because it was a good example of it. But yeah, that's what I mean by baiting or spacing. But yeah. Okay. A little bit far forward there. Unfortunately that, again, your Juno just didn't expect that at all and die. But it happens sometimes. We'll see if you can get a trade here. We'll see. Dang. Dang. I will say, you do shoot your dynamite a lot instead of using the perk. It's something I've noticed too. Again, the idea is that like you can throw your dynamite and then you don't have to look at it anymore.
Yeah,
you can look at
true.
everything else. But yeah. Sure. Again, we're actually on a really good position here. Again, we're really far away. No one can see us. Well, now they can see us, right? But again, we're really far away. It's costly for them to reach us. We force Genji dash. This is good. Fine.
Oh, nearly get him. Yeah.
You wouldn't have got that kill anyways. But that's...
Yeah.
Okay. See. Yeah, and the retake is going to be the exact same things. Like, we'll wait for our frontline to do something, then we can walk. And then after, we can walk after we bait, again, frontline cooldown, so Genji dash and Diva boosters. Or we just flank where they can't see us. Like we're going for that second option. The issue with this, or well, not issue, but if you're flanking like this, it needs to be really well timed. I'm looking at what you can see right now, which is your Winston jumping in, so you should be able to go in right now. Should be able to go in. Okay. Nice. I need that. I need that dynamite. I need dynamite. So again, you can just you can toss it here and then pop it with your perk, and then just look at the Diva instead. Or again, if you really need the dynamite onto the Genji, that's fine as well. You can just shoot it near him and get him on fire. Again, you don't need to get the kill. Is the important thing. The kill's nice to get, but if this guy's out, you get all the space in the world, and again, it looks like a free shooting range. So again, I need that dynamite onto the Genji. That's really important. Alright, it's got no deflect right now. Sure. Okay. And again, not only do you not dynamite the Genji, right? But when Diva's not looking at us right now. So what could he do?
Get all of these guys. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Get all four. Get all four of those characters, honestly. But instead, what we do is that we shoot Diva first. We draw her visual aggro, so she's looking at us right now. And now, we can't really get a good... I mean, we can if we're, like, really good with the placement of it. But it's much harder to get the dynamite now, because now she knows where we are, and she's literally DMing us right now. So, again, micro there. Big missed opportunity to get a good dynamite. And she probably should be flying onto us. Probably. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, so like again, you kind of need like a spidey sense to know when you're gonna get pushed like this. The spidey sense is the front line's out. So your Genji dies and your Winston's nowhere to be seen. So you need to be leaving on this frame right second your Genji dies, I need you to coach gun right now. Again, don't do it before it's too late. Or don't leave it before it's too late. And right now we're kind of leaving it before it's too late. Yeah, so like again, now we're throwing dynamite, this is too late. Way too late.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, a lot of micro there with dynamite. The angle was good. Actually, the fundamentals were good. The angle was good. The timing of it was good as well. But again, micro with dynamite and micro with when we kite back and push back. Okay.
Let's get back in the saddle.
Let's see here. Hopefully you guys win this because you got ults now. We'll see. Again, jump deflect. Winston jumps in. Okay, Bob's good. Bob, with respect to this comp, Bob basically acts as like another frontliner to draw aggro. So again, he acts like another tank. So should make a lot of space for you. Push one out. That's a bit unfortunate.
Oh yeah.
Did you push him to the right side? Oh yeah, you could have. Yeah, you could have definitely pushed him to the right side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, not ideal. But yeah, Bob was good there. Making sure we're rotating in time. And again, the key cues to know when to rotate. Like, again, I'm saying you should be moving right now because, of course, Bomb is still there, Diva's are holding top right. But once that deflect comes up from that Genji, and your Winston's hard jumping in, and you throw in Bob, and Bubble gets committed, like, after this Bob, forget Diva one right now. We can forget Diva one right now. Now I'd be like, okay, I need to be taking a different angle right now. Because that Genji can't match me. He just used deflect. I've got two tanks on the front line right now who are applying tons of aggro. Then Moira's just died. I should be taking an angle here after I toss this Bob. And Bob's going to be the big attention grab. So now I should be flanking.
See, that's not the way. Yeah. That makes so much sense. Because like in this situation like this, I'm like, okay, like, you know, I'm sort of almost all in, like, right, like I'm throwing Bob in, I'm chucking a grenade after him. Like, okay, if I now rotate, it just feels like a bad time because again you're like sort of not doing anything right for that movement. I think I think it makes a lot of sense to actually go no, it's the opposite, right? It's like the ideal time to sort of take a hike. Get in a strong position. It's
now and again, like the cues, there'll be cues, and sometimes people talk about game sense. What does game sense mean? Well, game sense, to me at least, just means analyzing or knowing what certain visual elements of the game mean. So once that Genji pops deflect, that means something to you. That means, hey, he can't match me anymore, and I need to change my positioning to reflect that. Or hey, Bobble's been popped right now. D.Va's relatively far away, and I popped my own Bob as well. So a ton of attention. So my front line is pulling a ton of attention right now. Tons of aggro. That means that I can again change my position to reflect that or to make the most out of the attention my front line's drawing. So again, it's like these small bits of like visual information. The defect was the first one. The bubble was the second one. Jumping from your Winston was the third one. And Bob's the fourth one. It's like there's so much frontline trading going out right now that you need to be taking. Forget D.Va one, right? You need to be taking a different.
How would you feel at this point instead of like Angle just chasing my own bomb? I guess the bomb will blow me up.
I have a saying.
Is it better to rotate than take that flank?
I would take it. Your bob's gonna be dealing damage anyways. Like I wouldn't worry about it. Like you'll be making up the DPS that you won't be doing regardless. But the point being here, I have a saying. Whenever you stack main, you will deal less damage and you will take more of it yourself. In other words, even if D.Va bomb wasn't put out here, it's still really hard to walk forward past this choke. Unless they give you all the space in the world. Like Genji could be hiding here, for example. A D.Va could be hiding back here, or even flying over here, and it becomes really hard to walk forward. So unless they give you all the space in the world, it's really hard to walk. I will just walk right over here and take this angle here. It's probably a bit better. And it's not that much longer anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Would you coach gun up there? Or keep that together?
Depends on the frontline CDs, right? So like again, if Genji's out, if you know for sure that Genji's out and D.Va's like flown out, then I don't mind using coach gun for it. I prefer not to. I would just walk. But yeah.
Good to see this again. Beautiful.
Yeah. I do want to put the camera. And like if you did actually, so we throw Bob now. We can walk a little bit. You avoid D.Va bomb there, of course. You can probably.
So much time. I would have shot her in there.
You probably
shot her in the back right there.
Yeah, you might have gone that kill into D.Va too there potentially. I think that's a reasonable thing.
Could have booped her out of the remake maybe even.
Or even do that, yeah. And then you still get dynamite left, right? So then you can dynamite these guys and then get big value. Bob's drawing a ton of attention too. Yeah, I think you do a lot there to be honest. For sure. Okay, we'll see next.
Interesting.
I will say the
it's very hard. It's very hard on Ashe. Like I play soldier and I get higher rank because I think he's way more forgiving for these kind of mistakes. Because you just mash shift and just run away or run to where you.
Exactly right. Like it's so much easier. Double slide on Soldier makes it really much easier too. Because I could just say to you, "Oh, you've got 2 slides. Just use 1 to get here and then use 1 to escape." Like it's really easy. But on Ashe is more difficult to do for sure. But the same fundamentals still apply. But yeah. The trade-off is that, like, yeah, you're slower to get to this angle as Ashe, but in theory you should just be doing more because you just do more damage. Like your dynamite does more damage, your gun does some damage from range, and you're harder to reach. And you've got a perk that allows you to do more damage too, the major one that you have right now. So that's the trade-off. But yeah. Okay. We'll see here. Nice shot. Dynamite's fine. Nice. Good use of the perk there. This position's fine. Cool. Okay. So I used to get a Genji right now.
If I heard something there or something, or like
maybe yeah. That's the only explanation as to why you'd back off it. Is that maybe you hear something? I don't hear a Genji at all. At all. So maybe I don't know. You may have heard. Yeah.
Maybe those you have this bullet impact. Maybe that made like a sound.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
See there? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe.
The moment.
Okay. Hopefully, again, Genji does not reach you. Well, it's hard for him to reach you. What is that Juno doing? Yeah, like, had you like just been peeking, that Juno just dies because that is ridiculous. That's terrible torpedoes. Out in the open. Sure, nice zone. Okay, I hear Genji to the right now. I hear him.
Yeah, so this is a leave situation.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm overstaying my welcome.
So like no one reaches you here. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. So let's zoom out here for a little bit because I'm curious as to why they don't reach you. Okay. So D.Va gets stuffed or gets choked out by your team. So good job, team. So but you now know where D.Va's at roughly. And we've also seen the main choke or this main angle too. So we've seen here no Genji. We've seen here, no Genji, no Genji. He's probably somewhere around here. Yeah, he's probably somewhere around here. Is probably the best guess to have. And again, this is what game sense is. It's knowing or understanding what the visual elements of the game mean. The fact that we know Genji's not here, or here, or here, or here, implies that he's probably around here. So if we know that, that implies that we should be positioned to shoot him, or to keep distance away from him. So how might you change your positioning, knowing that Genji's to the right side?
Yeah,
And Davis main.
left there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, just go left side here, basically, right? Here's probably the best place to play. Or here, either I hear that here can you can coach back a little bit. It's a harder retreat, but you get a wider angle. Either one I'm fine with, to be honest, because D.Va's getting stuffed and choked in anyways, so it's hard for her to fly onto you. And actually, again, going back to that question, do you want to be dove here? And I think the answer is mostly, yeah, I think you do, right? I don't mind if D.Va flies onto you. She's getting destroyed. She has Discord on her right now, getting stuffed by a Winston. Your backing can still see you. You can coach gun up and you'll be okay. So I think, yeah, I do want D.Va to fly onto you. Genji, absolutely, yeah, I do want him to dive you from here. He's really far away, really far, if you're standing here. So, yeah, I think I'm fine with you playing here, for sure. And again, we would have seen, yeah, you can see that little, right? Yeah. And then again, once we see the Genji, right, maybe you can poke him a little bit. But then we've got two options here, right? I've got a thing that Moira's calling this. Or just call it, yeah, she phasing calls, right? And then we've got two options, right? We can either move back, and again, allow our front line to start taking space. We can't really move left side here, because D.Va can see us and it's a bit too risky. We're now a little bit too close. Our only really option is to go back here a little bit, to give space. And again, have that spacing away from the Genji. And away from the D.Va too. Luckily, again, Genji just doesn't see you, or go onto you. He goes underneath you, which is...
Yeah, I thought he was actually going for me. I don't know why
he
decides to, like...
I thought you'd like wall climb up here and then like jump scare you. But, like that's probably the best best play for him to do. But yeah, really odds. Not ideal there. Of course, if you know Genji that was there, I don't mind dynamiting him too. But neither the Genji or D.Va fly onto you. So again, it's a bit of a shooting range. And then the Moira goes onto you out of everyone. God.
Moira does go on me, yeah.
Fine. And kills you, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that should have been the Genji there, but regardless. Alright. We'll see next fight. He flies away, sure. Fine. Maybe team get that. See. Fine. Door back up a little bit. Dynamite's fine. You can detonate it. Draw spacing's good. Nice. Alright, we'll see here. Fine. Okay. We'll see this fight. A Bob now. That's an interesting D.Va bomb. Very interesting. Okay. So yeah, don't walk here. Oh my god.
Oh, because I'm like, I want to get this like little angle here to get him on point, but it's
yeah,
suicidal.
This is a slightly scary angle.
As I was doing it, I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, and again, you need spacing here, right? If you want to go through here, your front line needs to go through it first. Your Genji and your Winston need to go through it first. Or, you could again, take a different angle. And then this point is more open than the last point. You can actually like flank through here and take a different angle, which is a lot less open. Or let less like again choked off by a D.Va. Yeah, it's kind of risky. Yeah. Like it's a good bob, right? But again, you should be getting walked on here by D.Va or Reaper. Why is she looking at the bob?
This is so sad there. Yeah.
My word.
This is why I'm like, this game felt so easy.
Yeah, the D.Va has not flown onto you once, you know, and like a good D.Vas will always mark you as a hit scan. The bob's good, right? But when Bob gets put down, flank here, flank left side. Again, the Bob's the attention draw. Everyone will be looking at Bob, at least for the time being, right? So pop Bob and then flank left, and they can't see you because there's a big ass wall here. So you can use that to your advantage. You can hide yourself. You can go left side, up over here. I get a good angle, right? And yeah. Would have been a lot safer there. Why D.Va goes and shoots a bubble, I don't know. Okay. Alright. Sure. Okay, we'll see here. Exits. Fine. Okay. Yeah, so what's the issue here?
I tried to jump up there. I don't know if that's like... Is that even part... That's part of the map, right?
That is part of the map, yes.
Yeah. I don't know why I failed there. And then I just kind of give up.
Yeah, so again, maybe Micro that we failed the jump there. Regardless, again, two things. A, spacing or distance, right? I don't want you playing that far into a D.Va. And B, your rest of your team, you know? Your Winston is behind you, you know? And again, he shouldn't be. But again, you need to respect that. Because, again, what I don't want to happen is you play really close, or you tunnel on getting to this position here, and then you get dove because you're not moving. You're staying in the exact same place. So, we'll see what ends up happening as a result. Now this looks scary to me. D.Va should be flying onto you there. This is, whoa. Somehow we just come Moira. We kite back. Or kind of. Okay. Interesting Ray. Yeah, we end up getting two.
Things just kind of devolve.
Yeah, so part of it is on your team's fault. To be fair, the Ray was terrible. And the Winston should have been pushed up earlier. But again, we should be further back. Or we should have a wider angle, right? So again, like, here's okay. I probably prefer with your Zen. Somewhere over here is fine. Somewhere here's okay, or starting on the back stairs here would be quite nice. Here's ideal. Here's fine. Again, you can like flank around or like move dynamically across like these angles as the fight progresses. You can like do ring around the rosy on point basically, and change your positioning, adjust it as appropriate. You can maybe flank here deeper as well if they're rotating around you, to get a better angle and punish the rotate. But yeah, we're just too close to put it short the entire time. And again, that Cass, for some reason, if I'm this Cassidy right now, I'm flanking right side and I'm doming you to the head, you know, because you're down main. But he just doesn't flank left side. Okay. And that's going to be that fight there, yeah. We'll see here. Up. Okay. Dynamite's again okay. And would have probably preferred it on the Moira now, but she just dies anyways, sure. Okay. Winston's low HP, no bubble, so be careful. Nice headshot. Yeah, I need to be... I know you're getting kills here, right? And this is the really tough thing when it comes to coaching low ranks, because if you this won't happen in high ranks. You know, like, again, you can notice how like you can compare this to the Sojourn from the Reverse vault that I just showed you, right? The Sojourn would be staying here the entire time and waiting for the Genji Winston to make a move, because if the Sojourn walked here, she'd die, or she would be close to dying, and again, D.Va can fly over the top here, Reba can pincer from left side, and you will just die as a hit scan. Ashe even more so, because you haven't got instant mobility or as much mobility as a power slide. So again, chill, right? And again, the Winston has just used bubble, right? He just used bubble, and he's low HP, so give it some time, right? Chillax, give some time for your Winston to get his HP back, let him walk forward, and then you can walk forward afterwards. Or, again, you can take a different angle, right? Maybe you can come left side here, and then go over here. That could be okay. I still think it's a bit risky to do for no reason. Again, a Reaper could be hiding here that you don't know about. So again, I would just play slow, chillax, don't take any unnecessary risk, right? If you want to flank, keep distance. I would probably go through here instead because it's a bit further away, if anything. But yeah, I would just play slow, don't walk forward, it's the important thing. Okay, now, Reaper has no Wraith form, and D.Va's flying away. So now you can really push. Sure. Fine. Just spam fire the Juno here. Nice.
Nice.
You get it eventually. But you can even see there, right? Like, the scary thing about walking forward there, you almost died to Blossom there as a result, right? There is one bit of micro that's really important to hit scans, which is, if you're walking forward, get off the corner. In other words, this is a corner. Get off of it and play away from it as much as you can. So you've got more distance away from it, right? Is what I mean by getting off the corner. Really simple micro and DPS. Then again, you would have more distance.
Well. Had to sort of train to play at the corner.
it's something that, like, again, it's easy to point out, but in the game you probably won't do it unless it's like an actual habit that you constantly do. You won't actually reinforce it. Because even high level players, again, like in GM, don't even do it. But yeah. Okay. We'll see next. High Noon comes out. Interesting. Okay. Nice High Noon. And that should be point flip. Go. Alright, we'll see how you use your bob here. Yeah, you can chase that Reaper. Didn't not go that far, that's fine.
Oh yeah, I'm hiding in the plant so I can see.
That's fine, yeah.
Play.
I will say in team play as well, you could really go early here. Like in the tanks and spawns. You could unironically bob this, and then because it's last fight territory.
Oh yeah?
It's last fight territory. You can bob this, and it makes the touch really hard for them. And then you can push really early in. Because again, the tank's not back yet. So you could even do that. Again, in ranked, or it's a bit harder to do because your Winston might not go in if you bob. And then it looks like a really dumb bob. But in higher ranks, they'll know that like, oh yeah, we're pushing in early. It's really like fundamental on Flashpoint and Koth maps. Okay. So again, last time we saw the Reaper was left side. So again, might TP right side, maybe. No, he's not here. Yeah, but again, just be careful about where the Reaper is because he can TP out of your LOS. Sure, Dynamite's fine. Bob's okay. We're just too close. Yeah, we're just too close. We're way too close, right? So you almost like missed the opportunity to go early, if anything, right? Like, I actually don't mind going early here, but where's your Winston? He's not here, right? He's actually to your left, so he's already low HP, you know? So we kind of missed our time to go. I think we get very tunneled here.
I think I figured like I wait for them to walk so they can put Bob like behind Reinhardt.
Right.
That was my thinking, right?
Yeah.
So he sort of got like a little crossfire going, but I got blown.
Yeah, the issue is that their backline's playing really far away. They're baiting you, so the Bobby gets no value. He's going to shoot the Reinhardt the entire time. And most importantly, the Winston is 1 HP. And again, he shouldn't be, but he's 1 HP right now. So again, just chillax, right? You can play the point. You can bob behind, you can bob on point, right? Maybe there's a ball going on point. You can put Bob on point. Or you can put Bob behind them when the fight's going on point, right? That's all fine. But we're just playing too aggressive too early here.
Yeah.
No consideration for the Reaper. No consideration for your tank too. Okay.
Yeah, I was super like hyper focused on getting that Bob in that little like
And
choke
as well,
behind like tank. Yeah.
not to mention, again, the Reaper's the scary thing for me. And I think the TP's to the left side actually. Yeah. Comes over here left side. And again, speaking of Dynamite, that's where the Dynamite should really be. Again, you don't exactly know where the Reaper's at, of course, right? But the point being is that you should be looking around for where the Reaper might be. Again, I would expect him to go into this room. It turns out he wasn't in here, or we didn't hear him go in here, that's fine. But the point being is that you need to clear the Reaper. A Dynamite here, or again, if you know, I think your team knows the Reaper's here. Like, eventually. It just goes past your entire team. Our Reaper really is just broken in mellow ranks. No one just, he's like invisible. But again, vision on him is really important. Because once he's now here, really close to your Moira and really close to your team, now he becomes a huge threat. So again, the goal is to stop that from happening with your Dynamites. It's one of the advantages you have over Sojourn, is that for disruption and prevention, Dynamite is way better than Disruptor Shot. Like you can still DS this and put your Disruptor Shot here, but it's so much easier to avoid than compared to Dynamites. Okay. We'll do a quick summary. We'll use this. We'll use this wall here. We'll try and summarize the most important points. I think the first one is probably going to have to be your mindset towards or versus I say dive comps, but what I mean is like mobile frontliners.
Yep.
Is probably the biggest thing. Because we're just not respecting them enough, or we're not dealing with them enough. Again, Genji and Reaper are the main ones here, as we've seen. And sometimes, again, our Dynamites...
I've seen a lot of Vendetta, obviously, recently.
And Vendetta as well, yeah.
Yeah.
As Vendetta. Not to mention as well, again, the way you play this is that you stop them from reaching you to begin with. And like, how do we do this? Well, Dynamite's obvious, most obvious one. Having a angle to where you've got a really good LOS, so a soft off angle basically, and making sure we've got good spacing or distance. Slash distance. Second thing is I was gonna mention something on second points. Oh yeah, like when do we take an angle slash flank? And again, I think that fight where on second point retake where again no deflect and you bob too. That was again the key fight to push right side. What else is well? I'll say when frontline CDs have been used. So when I say frontline CDs, deflect is one of them, of course. Boosters is one of them. Vendetta, her dash, the normal Vendetta cycle that most players do is that they'll sword in, then dash out. So the dash out's the important one because it's a long cooldown. Those are the big ones to pay. Recall as well, Tracer Recall. Sombra Translocator, Reaper Wraith Form. Those are the cooldowns to pay attention to. Those will tell you or signal to you that, hey, it's my time to go now. Because they're not going to push you if they haven't got their defensive abilities to save themselves. If he hasn't got Wraith Form, no block on Vendetta, no deflect on Genji, they're significantly less likely to push you, or to mark you. And if they do, they should just die because they haven't got their get out of jail free cards. That's kind of the most important cue to pay attention. And that was an example of that fight where we could have flanked there as a result. And last one. Let me think.
What was that first point, like standing around?
Yeah, I guess I can say like
Taking
static.
an angle there.
Static positioning slash missed rotations. So again, if you notice that you're staying in the same place for like, I don't want to give like a time limit, like 10 seconds or something, but I would just say that like if you're staying in the same place for a long period of time, in same place, like throughout the majority slash large portion of a fight, you need to be looking to move. And if you're standing in the exact same place the entire time, you make it very easy for the enemy team to take their time and to stage onto you. Whereas if you're constantly moving, it not only do you get better angles often, you make it longer for them to reach you. They don't exactly know where you are. They have to constantly keep moving or to match your rotation, of course. You probably will get reached on eventually because you're just less mobile than them. But the point being is that you buy yourself more time in that prevent stage. And the more time you buy early on, the more it goes in your favor. Because again, early on, you have the poke advantage. Their goal is trying to reach you. So again, the longer you can have that sort of prevent stage go on for, the better it often is. But yeah, I will also, I think it might be worth going over that code as well from that pro game. I'll just give you the code S88CGP. It gets cleared tomorrow, I think, but I'll look at the Slash Sojourn player because he played it quite well. But there's many pro players in that lobby. PGE Infected, 6 Hog player. Rocket was sort of champ 2, I think, in season 18 or something. We have a lot of high level players there. I recommend looking at Slash because he spaces quite well on Sojourn. There's one fight actually. There's another good example of this. Where he spaces quite well. Da-da-da-da. Like here. Yeah, like it was like here, right? So Vendetta's here, right? And he sees Vendetta, and he doesn't just stay here. So he tries poking out the Vendetta, which is his job. But he immediately moves and backs up. And this is spacing, right? Because if he stays here, he's gonna get reached on by he's gonna get reached on by Vendetta.
Yeah.
So this is the whole point of staging, or spacing rather, is that you buy yourself more time, against the Vendetta or whoever's reaching you, of course. And that's a good example because he would have just died. But yeah, again, he does eventually get reached on somewhere here. He does get over on eventually, but again, he spaces correctly still. Gets a lot of bit of distance by playing the back stairs and lives. So this is a good player to like look over on how to like space correctly and move. But yeah, any questions, queries, stuff like that?
No, thanks. Great. It's good stuff.
No worries. Sounds good. Again, if you do think of anything, do feel free to let me know as well. And